Hello students, hope you are fit and healthy. So we have been discussing improvement in food resources. Farmers adopt certain practices which help them to get a good yield. That means there is a proper planning so that in the limited piece of land they can get a good production. Thus, the major groups of activities for improving crop yields can be classified as crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, and crop protection management. We discussed about crop variety improvement. Variety can be improved by two ways, hybridization or by modifying the genes. The factors for which variety improvement is done, it may be higher yield, that is good production, good productivity to increase the productivity of crop per acre, improved quality like baking quality in weight, biotic and abiotic resistance, change in maturity duration, wider adaptability, desirable agroeconomic characteristics. So these factors are considered when variety improvement is done. Next, crop production management. There we discussed about nutrient management. By adding fertilizer and manure to the soil, we add nutrients to the soil so that plants grow in a better way. And irrigation, that is supplying water time to time in the field, that is called irrigation. So these two practices, adding the nutrient and supplying the water to the soil, it increases the yield. Next, we are going to discuss cropping patterns. Different ways of growing crops or cropping patterns can be used to give maximum benefit. This may be done three ways: mixed cropping, intercropping, crop rotation. What is mixed cropping? Mixed cropping is growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same piece of land. For example, wheat can be grown with gram, or wheat can be grown with mustard, or groundnut can be grown with sunflower. That means wheat can be grown with gram or mustard, and groundnut can be grown along with sunflower. That is, two different types of crops are grown together in a same piece of land. What is the advantage? This reduces risk and gives some insurance against failure of one of the crops. Next, intercropping. Intercropping is growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same field in a definite pattern. A few rows of one crop alternate with a few rows of second crop. For example, soybean can be grown with maize. Here I have drawn the green dots, these are soybean, and the yellow dots are maize. That means first few rows of soybean and after that few rows of maize. Again few rows of soybean and few rows of maize. Like this definite pattern is being followed. Similar way, finger millet or bajra can be grown along with cowpea or lobia. Now what are the advantages? The crops are selected such that their nutrient requirements are different. As their nutrient requirements are different, so this ensures maximum utilization of the nutrients supplied and also prevents pests and diseases from spreading to all the plants belonging to one crop in a field. This way, both crops can give better returns. Next, crop rotation. The growing of different crops on a piece of land in a pre-planned succession is known as crop rotation. Depending upon the duration, crop rotation is done for different crop combinations. The availability of moisture and irrigation facilities decide the choice of crops to be cultivated after one harvest. So, say crop rotation, first the leguminous plants which are grown and followed by cereals. If leguminous plants are grown, so it adds nitrogen to the soil because they have nitrogen fixing bacteria. Now when crop cereals are grown, so it does not require nitrogen fertilizer. So this way it is improving the fertility of the soil. At the same time, multiple rounds of crops can be grown in the same piece of land. Leguminous plants, then cereals, then the fodder crop. So this way alternately in the same piece of land different types of crops are grown. This is called crop rotation. So today we have learned different cropping patterns. Thank you students.